back to a new installment of OC Profiles. This time, we're taking a look at the Equestria Girls OC, Apple Sweetheart. This episode, I will admit, might raise a few eyebrows, but it's all lore for the character, so bear with me on this. And with that disclaimer out the way, let's begin with the basics of the character. Similar with Max, I'm going to start with the designs and basics. Now, in terms of design, I kind of made this one up as I go. However, there was some thought process behind some of these choices. So, I created this. A reference sheet. This reference sheet, I can use this to go backwards and forwards with the designs. Well, that's the point of a reference sheet, isn't it? Dumbass. One deliberate choice I made was to try and make these as separate as possible. For example, Sweetheart here has freckles on her, whereas if we go to Yoshi, he doesn't have these freckles. However, this does make it slightly more complicated as what parts came from what thingy. This isn't like the Thomas OCs where I can just grab a random class of engine, slap a happy face on it, and just call it a day, whereas here it's more kind of, complicated and shit. And that's all I've got for basics. So, let's move on to their story. So now for the story of this OC. This is gonna raise a few eyebrows, and it's not 100% finalized. The only OC I have with a finalized backstory is Max. Everyone else's is still up in the air, so take this with a grain of salt. But this is the story as of now. To put things blunt, Sweetheart's got the shortest end of the stick, even with the OCs who have gotten the short end of the stick as well. The reason why she has the short end of the stick is the part I can't decide on, but all you need to know is that it basically takes a mental toll on her, and not in a good way. Naturally, with no one to talk to, she went into wrong places, and I think a picture can tell 1,000 words about what happened. Now, this story does kind of end on a happy note. She did get her life back on track, and after these incidents, she never had proper issues like this again. So that should be it. That should be the end of the story, right? Well, not quite. And now here comes the part where some people may take it the wrong way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the history behind all the OCs and try and explain the context of why I made the decision I did here. So there's not really a chance I get shot, but the chance would be dropped down. So let's do the context. So if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I have 3 Thomas OCs, these being Yoshi, Max, and Nikki. Towards the end of 2023, I decided to redesign these OCs in different styles. Yoshi and Max got an Equestria Girls style, but Nikki never got one. Originally, she was supposed to get one, but I decided to scrap it because with the character I was going for, it didn't really fit Equestria Girls so much. So, it was scrapped in favor for the Disney Pixar Cars one, which I made for the Drivers' Cup. And that is the version of Nikki I ended up going with. However, with this change became a slight imbalance, as we now have 3 Thomas OCs, 2 Equestria Girls OCs, and 1 Cars OC. So, I decided to try and fix this problem by making some exclusive OCs to a specific franchise. I decided when making the Equestria Girls one, I thought, hey, why not relate it to one of them? I did this because prior to this decision, no OCs were related in some way, shape, or form. I mean, think about it. Yoshi's not related to Max in any way, shape, or form, is he? So, I chose this decision, and I went ahead with it. The OC of choice was Sweetheart, but the question was, how was I going to go around this? Do I make this new OC a sibling to Sweetheart? A kid to Sweetheart? A parent to Sweetheart? Ultimately, the choices are endless. But in the end, I chose option B. So who is this new OC? Well, I'm not going to tell you just yet. All you need to know is that it's a kid to sweetheart. That's all you need to know right now. And that essentially wraps up her story. But before we move on to the next segment, I need to do something. So I've decided to change this third segment up to be a wildcard segment. And this time, we're going to be looking at the strengths and weaknesses of this character. So, what are they? One of these cons is a trust issue. Given her past, she has a hard time trusting people. Not helping this trust issue is the fact that she often thinks of people's reactions before they even happen, and this often becomes her downfall. But when that issue is overcome, she does live up to her name. And, well, acts like her last name. Yeah, I've got nothing on this third segment, to be honest. And that was Apple Sweetheart's episode on OC Profiles. Again, I hope I don't get shot for this episode, but you know what the internet's like. You never know. So, with her down, who's next? Well, we've looked at one green OC. Why don't we look at the other? Next time, we'll focus on Yoshi. But what if you want to learn some of his lore early? Well, now you can, with the Yoshi Station OC Lore Quiz Kahoot. That's right, your boy has made one. This quiz will test your knowledge on the OCs that I have made, including ones that I have done, like Max, and new OCs which have not yet been revealed. It's not a requirement, but I would like if you would check this out, as I spent quite a lot of time making this quiz. So I hope you appreciate what I've done. And of course, I hope to see you guys again for another video. Until then, have a good one.